All right, so if you've been watching the new NBC show Young Rock, you might have noticed a dead ringer for Macho Man Randy Savage, who's on the show. Turns out it's a Hudson Valley guy.
Hudson Valley guy.
We got him on the phone right now. Kevin Makeley is joining us. Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
We're good. We're excited to talk to you, Kevin. So now you're from here in the Hudson Valley, right? You went to Ketchum?
Yeah, I'm from Poughkeepsie.
You are?
Poughkeepsie. Yeah.
Wow.
I was raised in Poughkeepsie. My mother still lives there. My brother lives in Carmel.
Oh, very cool. Hi, Mom. Hi, bro.
Yeah.
So all right. So you started out now when you were in Ketchum. Were you like in like the school plays and stuff? Were you interested in theater, or did that happen like later on?
Yeah, no, I was, I was into music. My mother played piano. She got my brother and I. She bought me a bass when I was 14. My brother a guitar. So we played music. Music was the creative outlet for years.
Were you in a Hudson Valley band at all, Kevin?
I was. I was in the band Ascender. I was also in the band Implode. We played The Chance. We played all over. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, my God. You're like double famous.
well, you know.
What'd you say? You're a bass player?
I'm a bass player, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's the best instrument there is.
Right,
But my brother Jason is a mean guitarist. So if anybody needs a guitarist in the Hudson Valley, call Jason Makeley. He's the best.
So Kevin, like, how did you wind up with this role as Macho Man Randy Savage on Young Rock? Because I mean, you're nailing it. I mean, you got the oh yeah down and everything.
Oh yeah! I had to throw that in there. It's a funny story. Actually, it actually comes down to the Hudson Valley. So. Since I've been acting, I've been acting over 20 years. I moved to the city, probably in the early 2000s to act. And my brother was, I'm going to give the little long short story here. My brother was going to the Culinary Institute because we grew up in Poughkeepsie. And I started acting in the city doing commercials. I had a small role in A Beautiful Mind. My first role was a very small role in the Woody Allen movie Celebrity. And it was one of those goals that was larger than life. We was, I can't believe this is happening. I'm going to do this thing. So my brother was like, wow, I can't believe that this is happening. You're doing it. I'm going to go to L.A. So he moved to L.A. and actually became a talent manager. So quite a few years went by, and he was like, you have to come out to L.A. because this is where it's all happening. So I wound up relocating to Los Angeles, probably like mid-2000s-ish. And we've been working together ever since. He now runs a big talent agency, Stewart Talent, in New York City, my brother Jason. And so back to Young Rock. The show came and the audition for Macho Man came up, and he submitted me, called them up, said, you got to see my brother. He's the Macho Man. He's the guy. And they saw my picture. My picture's pretty clean cut. And they were like, yeah, we don't see it. And so he calls me up, and he was like, and because Macho Man is my favorite wrestler of all time. And I was Macho Man like 4 or 5 times for Halloween. So he knew that pictures existed. So he called me up and he said, you need to send me right now a picture of you being the Macho Man. Immediately, don't ask me any questions. So I didn't say, I sent him a picture. Now we can text each other pictures. And, in the early days, you have to send headshots. And so it was very quick. The next day I had an audition for the Macho Man. And had my agent not been my brother not known that I was Macho Man for Halloween, I would have never got this audition.
So
big props to my brother Jay and and my mother for taking us. Do you know that the Macho Man's first appearance in the WWF was at the Civic Center?
Wow, right here in Poughkeepsie. I think I did know that.
Right there in Poughkeepsie.
That's
and
what
I
a cool
met
connection.
him once I met him once at the Palace Diner, him and Vince McMahon. So it started early. So thank my mother and my brother for getting me this role.
What a cool connection. So now, I didn't see last night's episode, but I watched your first appearance, like episode 3, and you're like jacked, like you look like Macho Man. Like, what was harder, doing the voice, or getting ripped like that?
Well, I guess it's both. The voice was the fun part, that's for sure. Watched a lot of videos. Obviously, everybody does a Macho Man impression. So it was, but to get it all down, and what it was about was not being, the Macho Man all the time. It wasn't about being that guy all the time. It was like, who was he when he wasn't being that guy? Because I'm hanging out with The Rock's family and Rocky Johnson and Anna Johnson. And, and so he wasn't always that guy. But I found that, he ran at it 11 and he never shut it off. All he ever did was turn it down. So,
now, do you get to do any actual wrestling on the show? Are we going to see you in the ring and stuff?
Yeah, episode 6 is the one you want to watch. There's a Royal Rumble. Spoiler alert: I fly off the top rope and do the elbow drop.
Wow! You got to do the Macho Man elbow drop.
I got to do the Macho Man elbow drop.
You do your.
Thanks to Chavo. Go ahead.
I was just say you do it all yourself. There's no stunt man or anything. It's all you.
No stunt man or anything. Yeah, it's all me. And it's funny. All the wrestlers, all the actors that play the wrestlers in the show, we all did our own stunts. All of us. So it was fantastic. And I got to say, anybody that says that stuff is fake, they're out of their mind. It's unbelievable. And I think, guys really aren't knocking each other's teeth out, obviously, but they're really getting slammed. They're really jumping, landing on concrete or landing on the mat. Or it's no joke. When I stood up on that top rope, on the turnbuckle for the first time, the top of my head was like 15 feet off the ground, off the concrete behind me, 12 feet off in front of me, and I had to jump in the air across the mat, 15 feet. It's no joke.
Wow.
And the guy that you land on, you're landing on him. I know, it might not be the most hard. It's tough. People break sternums doing that.
Yeah.
How many takes did you have to do that for? Did you have to keep doing that over and over again?
I nailed it in one.
Oh, that's a pro.
Thankfully.
Now, Kevin, I know but you also have a starring role in Badland, which has got great reviews.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I actually produced that movie as well. It was a labor of love, and I did a premiere at the Roosevelt Theater in Hyde Park, which was a dream come true. I actually saw Star Wars at the Roosevelt Theater when I was a kid. Very little kid, and everything else. Wrath of Khan. We saw all the movies there. So I was really excited to be able to bring the film and premiere it or do one of the premieres at the Roosevelt. It was one of those, circle of life, dream come true little moments, and people that I hadn't seen in 20 years, 30 years, people from high school, people from my elementary school showed up, and we all hung out and had a great time. It was amazing. But yeah, Badland is a Western, a labor of love. It's one of my favorite genres, and it was just an amazing experience. And the fact that it was a truly independent film, financed by my company, Papa Octopus Productions, released by a local company here, Cinedigm. The fact that we were on Netflix and it became the number 3 most watched movie on Netflix in April of last year was just a blessing. It was just mind-blowing.
So cool.
It actually changed the whole trajectory of my career, which is fantastic.
I love a good Western, especially one that has a little bit of romance in it. This is really what a great, it's great. I love a good Western. I'm so happy you're involved with this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Well, Kevin,
and I gotta say, I love you guys. I love PDH. I've been listening. PDH is my station. I've been listening. Like this. I couldn't even sleep last night, to be honest. I really got out of bed at 4:30 a.m. It's only 5:15 or whatever time it is here in LA, and I was so excited to do this. I listened to Stu and John in the morning. Back in the day, we used to go see the Boombox wherever it was. I actually won a Super Bowl of rock and roll football one year. It's
wow!
My mother's attic
Look at
somewhere.
that.
And we used to listen to what was the top 1,015 rock and roll songs of all time. It was like every Labor Day weekend, and it was always so bittersweet because when it was over, it was either Hotel California or Stairway to Heaven was the number 1 song, and then like the next day we had to go back to school.
Yeah. Well, I got Kevin's like a super fan. Kevin, you can download the free WPDH app and listen to us out there in LA whenever you want.
I'm going to do it religiously starting today.
Starting today.
Right now.
There you go. Hook it up with a Bluetooth. It'll be just like you're back in Poughkeepsie.
So good.
Kevin, best of luck to you. Again, Badland, you can watch that on Netflix, and Young Rock is on NBC. Catch up with some of the episodes on Hulu. I know you show up in episode 3, and I'm really looking forward to watching you jump off the turnbuckle there on episode 6.
Episode 6, right.
Episode 6. They've been switching it around, so just tune in every week. I'm in a bunch of more episodes. At least I think I'm in 5 more episodes. I'm in, most of the season. We mostly play in the 1982 timeline where all the wrestlers are classically, but we pop up along the way. So it's, episode 6 though. It's going to be fun.
All right, we'll look forward to it. Kevin Makeley, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck to you, man.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. It's been such a mind-blowing pleasure.
For us, too.
Boris and Robin Show on 101.5 WPDH.